Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Bank Money here, and today I have for you the full Gorod Krovi trailer breakdown. Now, I know my first trailer breakdown was terrible. It was indeed terrible. I didn't have time to do a legit one that day, so I just made something real quick. I know I missed a lot of things, so yeah, I apologize. But here I have it for you, the full breakdown trailer. We have over 50 things to cover. So without further ado, let's just jump into this. Take a seat, grab some popcorn, get some Pepsi. This video is sponsored by Pepsi. No, it's not. And let's just jump into it. And another word of, not advice, another word I want to tell you guys, not even a word. Another thing I want to tell you guys is I'm doing a new way of editing this stuff, so you'll be seeing new things like red arrows, and it's going to be a lot more scripted, so you'll hear my voice cut in and out repeatedly, because I'm gonna go off script for this one, make it a little more official. So without further ado, let's begin. So our first initial shot in this one is actually the body of the dragon. Now, in our introduction trailers for Zetsubo no Shima and Rayguns, we had the face of the dragon, and Zetsubo no Shima we had the group Division 9 logo, not Group 935. So in this one we're having the body of the dragon. So maybe we're gonna pull off some Avatar shit, tame the dragon, link my long hair with that dragon, then that becomes my dragon. As we see at the end of the trailer, we do eventually ride the dragon, so it's just a little side joke there, but it's giving us the initial thought that, hey, there's going to be dragons in this, you're going to be working with dragons, so it's just right off the bat, dragons. Dragon Ball Z, best TV show ever, has nothing to do with zombies. Let's continue onwards. So our next image, what we're going to see is actually the skeleton zombie body. So later on in the trailer, as you will see, we have some electric zombies skeletons. I'm just gonna call them electric zombie skeletons. I don't even know what to call them, but maybe it's the body from the electric skeleton zombie, or maybe it's like the Horizon Rock Easter egg where we get to spawn some skeletons every now and then. I don't know, but it's better to be safe than sorry, and I'm just gonna go with saying that it's the body from the electric zombie skeleton because we see it in the trailer. Okay, and then the next thing we see is the Barmali fountain. Well, the legit name is called Children's Gorod. Now, the statue has been in Stalingrad. It was originally there in the 1950s, and then it was removed, and then it was replaced back in 2013. So your history lesson. And what it really is it's a statue of 6 children dancing around a crocodile. What does that have to do with this? I have no idea. So the next thing you're going to see is this image right here. What is this? It's pointing right to this thing. Some people say it's the mark of the beast from Shadows of Evil. I don't really see that. It is some type of mark. Maybe it's something towards the Easter egg or something we have to find, or maybe it's nothing. I don't know, but knowing Treyarch, they wouldn't do something just as simple as this. So let's carry on with the next image. Now here we have an image of a crashed truck with a box in the back. A lot of people are speculating that, oh, it's Shadows of Evil, it's a truck, it has a box in the back of it, there's a summoning key. I'm just like, no, that has nothing to do with that. So the next image is what we have is a crashed bus next to this fountain with, on the back of it, it says Belinsky Square. Now this is interesting because we know Nikolai's last name is Belinsky, so maybe this is around his local area. Because, okay, so for example, in Assassin's Creed 2, the main protagonist's name is Ezio Auditore da Firenze. Now, his name is Ezio Auditore da Firenze, meaning from the city of Firenze. Firenze, which is today is Florence. So around in the 15th century, you named your kid, you named him Ezio Auditore, and then you would add the da Firenze part for the men, because he's from the city of Firenze. So maybe that's something like this around in this local area. Everybody's name was Belinsky. You never know. I mean, we know we're going to get a call back to Nikolai. We know this is his map. So maybe we're getting a call back to his family. As we've seen from the Nikolai memories, he wants to go back to his family. Maybe we're going to call back to his wife. It's one of his wives, one of his kids from those multiple amount of wives. You never know. So it's interesting that they implemented this Belinsky Square right next to this crashed right next to this fountain. So as we move on this next image, we have this zombie, and there's a book there. It's probably a 935 book. I just wanted to point it out. Nothing too much to see from there, so we really never know. Now, the next clip, what I have for you, is actually from the Vendetta mission of Call of Duty World at War with Rezanov. Now, he's running around in this right around this thing, and it looks like it's exactly where we are. So maybe it's a callback to that, because that mission was placed in Stalingrad and he's running around in this circle, and it looks very similar to the fountain circular area, so maybe it's a callback to that. So as we move on and the trailer progresses, we end up going into the power room. I'm just going to end up calling it the power room. Now, this room is very reminiscent of the comm room from the Horizon Rock, or the room where you could build the shield, or where one of the dragon heads is. This is very reminiscent of that. You've got the green monitors, you got some electrical stuff going on in the middle, and at first reaction I was very, very disappointed. I thought this was something that was going to be in Horizon Rock, and then they scrapped it last minute. But then again, this is a Group 935 facility, so I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and say this was planned. Now, as you can see where the arrow is pointing, that's the main, I'm just going to assume that that's the main power switch. I mean, what are the chances of me being wrong? So that's going to be the main power switch for the entire map, for traps and everything. And on this second arrow, what we see here is going to be the cone type thing that we see later on in the trailer. Maybe this is some sort of another Villia device or another golden rod type of thing, because at the end of the Horizon Rock Easter egg, where when you first place your golden rod into the main tomb, the end of the Easter egg, that golden rod is still there. So maybe this is another type of golden rod, another type of Villia device that we need to get, and this does pop up later on the trailer, so I'll bring that up when we get there. And on the second image, what you can see is the Iron Cross, because they can no longer use the swastika and the Nazi thing for other countries, and just because it causes a big issue. So you can actually see that they're going with this main cross thing, and as you saw in Horizon Rock, they're going with the Iron Cross. And on the second monitor, what you can see is actually the entirety of the map. Maybe this is an underground facility and this is a monitor from up above, and you can see that the destroyed Stalingrad, everything's on fire. I mean, you can't really see, so maybe not. And then in the middle, it's just got a bunch of electrical stuff. That top, the bigger monitor might be something that's showing off the layout of the map, because we had one in the Horizon Rock that was very reminiscent of the moon. It actually was the moon, and as we saw in a callback, the keeper went to the moon facility and got the pyramid from there. So maybe this is going to come into a larger play later on. This is definitely going to do something with the Easter egg, but it's a little early to tell. Now, as the trailer progresses, we probably get one of the 3 best shots in the entire trailer in itself. You have the full view of that main courtyard. Now, if you look at where the arrow is pointing, you have that image. You can almost make out the crocodile that I was talking about. The children are dancing around the crocodile. So you can actually see that. I mean, you can almost make out the crocodile. I guess we'll find out when we go into the map if it's there. On the other image, we have a downed helicopter on the very bottom right as Nikolai looks off into the distance. And now this one is a far stretch. Stay with me now. But if you look straight ahead, do you see that you have the M, and then on the left side you have that little balcony, so to speak. What is that little rod thing? To me, in my eyes, that looks like an origin staff. I'm going to throw up a picture of all 4 of the origin staffs, and that looks like a staff. We still have the whole premise will fail thing going on. We have all the ciphers, and I swear when I first saw that, I was like, holy shit, why is there a staff up there? And I haven't heard anybody talk about this, so maybe I'm just losing my mind, but I'd like to hear from you guys. Does that not look like a staff? Because in my eyes, I see a staff. So I don't know, but maybe it's a far stretch. Maybe I'm trying to stretch my imagination, but it's a breakdown. That's what I do. So let's carry on with this trailer. Alright, so as the trailer progresses, this next image is also very interesting. I mean, this whole trailer is so damn interesting, but look at that. Why is there a lion there? Lion. We've already experienced 2 lion type Easter eggs. By that, what I mean is in Die Rise, you had the whole lion Easter egg with the ball, the lion that would carry the ball. And in Shadows of Evil, if you threw the Widow's Wine into the 4 lions' mouths, you'd get a free gobblegum. So now we have another lion. That's pretty awesome. And we also have what you could see is one of the giant robots from Origins. Probably, I'm gonna assume that's a leg, or maybe even the arm from the later shot that you can find out. But it's the lion that's really got me riled up right now. Like, holy crap, we have another lion. And we've had it in Die Rise, and we've had it in Shadows of Evil. So it's there's no way that this line has nothing to do with this. I'm gonna call it right now. There's gonna be some type of Easter egg. Maybe it's the whole same thing. Maybe you got the widow's wine into the mouths again. Maybe there's more than one around this area. I didn't actually see one in the trailer, but maybe there's more than one. You gotta throw it in the mouth again. You get another free gobblegum, a mega. You don't know. So yeah, but I did want to include that because I did see that not a lot of people took much consideration of the line. So we have the line back. So let's see what the line has to do with it. So as we carry on with the trailer, what we see next is actually super interesting, and I'm really hoping that what I'm thinking is true. We see this barricading, gate closing type of thing. Now, I've heard from other people that this is a barricade, the carpenter, and it closed that. We have never ever gotten a window such as this, something so long that requires 3 long ones and 2 straight ones. Each window has 6 ports anyways. So I hope that this was the case since it's Monoshima and it wasn't, ended up being the vines were doors. But I'm really hoping that it's a dynamic type of thing where you get cut off. I would be so excited if you could get cut off from certain parts of the map. And that was probably one of the best things from Exo Zombies. I remember in Burger Town, if you had an Exo round, you couldn't go to certain areas. So I'm really hoping that they implement this. Maybe if you take a wrong turn at a wrong time, you're fucked. Now you can't get out of there for 1 round, 2 rounds, so to speak, or whatever, for a certain amount of time. So I'm hoping that this is what that is. Alright, so carrying on with the trailer, what we see next has been a wild commotion about speculation of what this is. I'm not talking about the red eyes, I will get back to that later, but I'm talking about the red lights that you see there. Now, at first, I thought this was just a regular trap that you would just turn on and the turrets would start shooting. But as you could see, this turret is actually from first point of view now. You can actually control it. So what are the red lights for? I mean, if it was a trap, I could understand. It's alerting you, hey, don't go in there. There's an MG trap going on. If you go in there, you're going to get mowed down. But it's not the case. This is a deployable thing. Now, what is this showing off? Is it this monster of a Panzer type zombie we got coming on over here? Like, I mean, this guy looks like a boss. I mean, come on, look at this guy. He's scary as hell. But what is the flashing red lights indicating? I'm guessing the only thing it's this badass Panzer looking like zombie, the ones that's running around with 2 sickles, and it looks like he's got a Gatling gun on the other side. You've got your Mob the Dead helmet type of thing. Hopefully he doesn't drop smoke, hopefully he doesn't make my screen shake, and hopefully he doesn't have liquid divinium, and hopefully he's not as annoying as Thrashers and popping up right in front of you as you're running. But this guy looks fucking badass. I'm sorry, but why the hell do the villains get the best shit? A double sickle? That's sick. That is absolutely amazing. But in a nutshell, he looks badass. What are the red lights indicating? No clue. Hopefully you guys have some better ideas than I do. Now continuing on with the trailer, if you have a sharp eye, raise your hand. If you saw that quick revive before I said this, give yourself a pat on the back. So we got quick revive in the corner, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the red eyes. So like I mentioned before about that Panzer helmet thing, kind of like the Mob of the Dead, he has a lot of armor on him, and just like Mob of the Dead, these zombies have red eyes. Who the hell is in control of these zombies? I have absolutely no idea who's in control. Alright, but it's something to think about. It's something that we should be alert to. Maybe the announcer will give us off some type of hints, but I have no clue. Now, like I said earlier, we're going to talk about the courtyard again on the second image. Now here we got some more information, and I want to talk to you guys about this stuff as well. So in the bottom left side of the corner, what do you see? I see a dead carcass. I mean, that's what I see. That's what it looks like. It looks like a dead carcass from a giant dragon. That's what that looks like on that, where the arrow is pointing towards. And what else is interesting, and this has me really excited, and although I shouldn't, see where the arrow is pointing? That fire, that is a different color fire from every other fire in the map. That is red hot fire. I'm praying that this is a dynamic map type of thing and we cannot enter that. Either that or that's something like an Easter egg, like, oh, you gotta go grab that or shoot that or collect that or something, some type of something, because that fire is 100% different from the fire everywhere else around the map. So 2 things to take from this courtyard image: the fire that's super red and super orange red, and it's in the middle, like an arched doorway, so to speak, like that looks like a walkable area, and the dead carcass on the left side of the map looks like dragon got beat by something, or something happened. Maybe 2 dragons got in a fight over who wants to eat or who wants to be on top, who wants to be on bottom. I mean, I get to have some fun while I make this, okay? Leave me alone. But so dead carcass and the super bright fire that's in the middle of a doorway. I'm really hoping that's a dynamic map. It's going to cut us off and it won't allow you to go in that direction. So as we carry on with the trailer, I realized that I made a mistake earlier and I said there's only 1 lion, but actually when in this image you can actually see both lions, and you can also see that robot part that I thought was an arm. It is indeed an arm, and you also have on the bottom left corner, you can't miss it, a dead dragon head. So is this dragon head, does this have anything to do with the carcass that we saw earlier? Is that what this dragon head's from? Okay. 2, both lions, I see both of them there. It's definitely an entrance into that building. I'm telling you again, these lions have something to do with some type of Easter egg, and obviously the giant robot. Now, if you remember for the Horizon Rock intro cutscene, not really a cutscene, but you know, the little thing that we had, so to speak. Remember that thing? They shot the RPG at the robot and it lost an arm. Now, these are all taking places in different universes, okay? So in one universe, they went to Horizon Rock and killed Dempsey. Then they went to a separate universe. They went to Zetsubo and killed Takeo. Now this is a completely separate universe again, where they're gonna come kill Nikolai 1.0, which is why I'm saying that they took this robot from Origins all the way here, because these are all taking place in different universes. That's why this robot is not missing an arm, or maybe it is missing an arm on the other side. I don't know, but from what I know, from what we've learned about this, and from all the Easter eggs, all these killing and going back in time are all taking place in different universes. So that's my theory with the robot. Okay, so now we fast forward, Gorod Krovi, we got the name of our map, and you see our 4 characters, actually our 3 characters running through this area. One of them is missing, and there we go. You saw the arrow? Okay, because I know there are people out there be like, oh, you missed the trap. I see the trap, guys. So we have our electric trap. It's back, our classic electric trap from our old days of Verrückt. Okay, simple enough. Let's move on. Okay, as we move along, you got, you know, your cinematography, your imagery of one zombie, and boom, you have your what the fuck moment. What the hell? What is this? Who is this? What is he doing? Why is he electric? Why is he a skeleton? Why has he got blue eyes? He's controlled by Richtofen? None of the above. All of the above. Which one? I don't know. But seriously, on a serious note, what is this? What the fuck is this? Why the hell do we have an electric zombie? I have no idea. He's not even a zombie, he's a goddamn skeleton. Like, what the hell? Alright, so there's 2 things. One, either this is a special infected round, or there's a specific area that you go into. I say it's a special infected round because, boom, arrow, there's another one right behind him. There's multiple of them. So, is this a special area that you go to and then you get bombarded by these? Is this an Easter egg type of thing, like you did in Horizon Rock? Or is this a special infected round? Special infected, what I mean by is dogs or monkeys. What else were there? There's dogs, there's monkeys. We had the parasites from Shadows of Evil. Is this one of those things where you kill them all and then you get your max ammo? But I mean, this looks absolutely awesome. It's so cool to see, but there's something that's making me think it's not the special infected zombie, because later on we see those little 935 robots. You'll see that when I cover that, but I'm gonna go on a limb and say this is a special infected only because there's one more behind him. So I'm assuming they spawn, you kill them, you get a max ammo, or you did it like a mini Easter egg. They spawn and then they come after you. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm interested in seeing what you guys think. Now, as we move on and we get past the scary skeleton zombie, we have Nikolai. I'm assuming, yeah, it's Nikolai actually. I'm not even assuming. This is Nikolai, and he's taking a coagulant gobblegum. Now, one of my buddies contacted me on Skype, and he told me that, hey, maybe coagulant, maybe you need it for the Easter egg. I mean, it's not unheard of now that we played Zetsubo no Shima. We know that we needed a certain gobblegum for a certain step of the Easter egg. Now, coagulant, it lets you go down, and once you go down, your bleed out time takes a little bit longer. So maybe that's what this has to do with. I mean, if it is, credit goes to him, Sage Killer, that's all you. But I don't think coagulant would be the way to go. Maybe they're just showing that, hey, gobblegums are back. I personally am against gobblegums at this point. I just think it makes the game way too easy. I'd love to see a map without gobblegums now. I mean, yeah, they do the whole liquid divinium thing. I doubt that they'll do that, but my personal opinion is I don't like these gobblegums. So, as we continue on with our beautiful, beautiful trailer that we have, there's something that I also saw that a lot of people didn't catch. That's water. Those zombies are coming out of some sewer type location or something with water. So maybe, and we've already swam and we've already wall ran on 2 different maps, why can't we swim in 2 different maps? Maybe we'll get an area where we have to swim through. That's definitely water. Maybe not, but you know, just throwing that out there. Alright, as we continue on, you see Nikolai going ham with his haymaker. Another image of the gobblegum. Nothing really serious about this, but he is alone. Alright. And we have our first beautiful, beautiful picture of this amazing fire-breathing red eyes black dragon. I just called it a red eyes black dragon. I do apologize for that. So, as we move on with this, what you can see from here is that these zombies are actually in some type of trench. They're actually climbing outwards from this trench area. You see the trenches. It's very reminiscent of Origins. I've already said that maybe there's an Origins type of staff, so why can't there be trenches like Origins? I don't know. Continuing on with this, you get another image of this dragon close up. He looks very scary, and I do want to point this out. I've already pointed out the zombies have red eyes, so the dragons also have red eyes. Maybe whoever's in control of the zombies is also in control of the dragons. I mean, it's not too far-fetched, but anyways. Now this thing, it looks amazing. Now, as you can clearly see, he has the double sickle. Not only that, but on the back of it, you can actually see he has that little green thing that kind of looks like the face mask of our regular panzers. No? I mean, I think so, it does. And you got this cyborg Kamehameha type blast coming towards you from his Gatling gun, and I just think it looks absolutely amazing. I'm so super excited about this stuff. Like, that shit makes me so happy, and it looks so badass. Let me know what you guys think about this. So as we pass by the badass, as you look into the sky, you see 3 of our characters. Nikolai is once again not there. He's by himself again. One of my friends told me that, hey, you should look into that. Why is he always by himself? Maybe that's why he bought coagulant. You don't know. But somebody in my comments from my original shitty breakdown told me, hey, look in the sky. You see these blasts. Now, are these just aesthetics of the map? I'm going to go ahead and say yes. But it kind of looks like the dragon is actually following our characters. As our characters come downwards this way, the dragon is following it. Maybe the blast is attacking the dragon, maybe not. I'm just going to go around and say it's the aesthetic of the map. Now, here we have what I also think could be a special infected round. You have these 935 robots, very techno electric attack type style from these robots. And I'm going to go ahead and say it's either these guys that are the special infected that are going to give us our max ammos, or, you know, our break rounds, our very easy rounds, or Once again, this is going to be a specific area. Now, as you can see, Takeo is below. There's two things to take from this. Takeo is below and coming outwards from beneath. Maybe he went down there and he triggered something. Maybe when you go down there, you trigger something and these 935 robots come. As you can see on them, it does say 935. Either that, or this is a special infected. I don't know. What do you guys think? And the second thing to take from this image is, what is that light? Now, there's two things. One, it's either the box and it has that faded green for some apparent reason because of coloration issues, or it's the box that's right next to the green thing that we see later on in the trailer. You'll know what I mean when it pops up, but the thing I'm talking about, the Vrilya device or the little thing, you'll see it when it shows up. But it's either the box and it has some coloration issues, which is why it's giving it that green image, or the box just happens to be right next to the green thing that comes from the sky. Okay, and as we move on from our bobbing and weaving 935 robots, we go and we see our first image of our brand new shield, the Dragon Shield, that shoots out green mist or some type of green blast. That's awesome, but what is that? What is that thingy? That thingy looks yucky. It looks nasty. It looks like something from that dragon carcass we got earlier. Either that, or you have to do something for the dragons, because that thing looks like something you get from the dragon carcass that we saw earlier, and you use that in able to get this blasting shield. Now, if we look at the front of this shield, it is indeed a dragon shield. So, one of two things. You have to get that. You have to get something from that dragon carcass and you're able to get the shield, or you have to do something for the dragons and he will reward you with parts for the shield. I'm spitballing here, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that we have to grab, that gooey stuff that's on the inside of the shield. You have to go and grab something from the carcass that's already there, maybe from the mouth or maybe from the actual body. You never know. But let's keep on moving on with the trailer. We're almost to the end. Keep on holding on. I really appreciate, if you're still here, I really appreciate it. So let's keep on moving on. Continuing on from our badass shield, we get our badass specialist weapon. Alright, real quick before we move on, two things. One, Wonder Fizz machine on the left, you can see it. Two, this electrical thing, you see the gauge? It has a gauge. I'm gonna point the arrow, kapow. That gauge right there, maybe I mean, it looks like it's halfway. Maybe you have to keep on recharging it. Maybe it is the specialist weapon. Once it's recharged, it'll show you. But then again, we already have a recharge type thing on our specialist weapon itself. But it is pretty cool. You got your own personal melee thing. And if you look now at this image, you got two things. You got the supply depot, you got speed cola, and that is not a regular arm. That's it's a robot arm. It's not a regular arm. So it's something you obviously put on, so it's not like our Origins fist of kung fu-ness that you get from Origins. It's robot arms. It's something that you're putting on that allows you to do this. So let's keep on going on with this trailer. So as we keep moving on to our trailer, we are back at that electric trap that I had already mentioned. And once again, this time we have all of our characters. But why is there a blue arm? I have activated the trap millions of times and I've never in my life seen a blue arm. Maybe that's an Easter egg step. Maybe you have to run a certain amount of zombies through a certain type of trap and you have to get that blue arm, or blue zombie arm, so to speak. I mean, that's pretty cool, and I've never seen anything like that, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw that out there and be like, hey, Easter egg step, blue arm. So if there's any mention of a blue arm step, you know it came from me. Now, moving on, this thing, a lot of people said it was gonna be like the Flinger from Call the Dead, or the trample steam from our Black Ops 2 buildables, but unfortunately it's not. it's actually a trap. As you can see on the right hand side, that you enable the trap, and then the little those little cement things come from the ground and push it upwards, and then they push it towards there. So nothing super cool about that. It's just a trap. And here we have a new weapon. I'm loving how Treyarch is implementing these new weapons into zombies. We have explosive bows back, and not just one, you got two. You got two explosive crossbows back. That's awesome. I love that. Now I wonder if they turn explosives after you pack a punch them. I'm gonna go ahead and say you have to pack a punch them first, and then they become explosives. So carrying on with the trailer. Alright, Homestretch, man, we're almost to the end now. So in this image, you got your little circular cylinder thing falling from the sky, okay? And freeze frame. Alright, we got a couple things on this one. One, more of that dead carcass. You could see that. You got more of the iron cross, but did you see that little barrel on the far right side? Arrow, go ahead. Alright, that barrel is green. Now that I'm thinking about it even more as I'm doing this, maybe you get that green thing from the shield, you know, that little part that's in the middle, that disgusting thing. Maybe you get it from one of these green fiery barrels. And another arrow, pow, that almost, I mean, it's not HD, but it kind of looks like another Wonder Sphere location, right? I mean, it does to me, so I don't know. Let's keep on going on. Now remember earlier when I was talking about the box with the green light? There it is. That's what I was talking about. Maybe that green light, it was right next to the boss location, and that's what it was giving it off. That's why the green light shoots into the sky. And two, originally I thought you needed to do that. You needed to grab whatever was from inside of it. You had to grab it, and then you can get your Raygun Mark III. But arrow, go ahead. You can actually see Dempsey holding it. It's not HD, and it's making me so mad that it's not 100% HD, but it kind of looks like the way he's standing, it looks like he's holding both of them. He looks like he has dual wield ray guns. We know that's not a regular ray gun because a regular ray gun does not fly through zombies. That looks very reminiscent of Mark II where it goes through them. So I'm gonna say that he already has a ray gun. Either that or it's a completely different gun, but I'm gonna say he has the Raygun Mark III in his hands, dual wield. By the way he's standing, you know, with his legs a little more wider, kind of like the way he stands with the marshals in Zetsubo no Shima. So I'm gonna say he already has it. Now this green thing, it's super interesting. I don't know what it does, but here's one thing, that it is electrocuting the zombies. And two, with this image right here, the zombies are either attacking it or somebody's throwing a monkey bomb or some type of, you know, monkey bomb type of thing that sends them all there. I'm gonna go ahead and say the zombies are attacking that thing, and we need to get something from there, either for the shield or for our not our Ragnarok's, but our specialist weapon, or that melee thing that we have, or just something in general for the Easter egg. What do you guys think? So as that clip finishes off, we finally get images to our official Raygun Mark II dual wield from the box, and I'm gonna go ahead and say what Dempsey was holding was that. Here you have it, dual wield Raygun Mark IIIs. I mean, what else can it be? What else is green? I mean, it has to be a Mark III Raygun. And as you can look through that, you can see that there's a trap behind there. Alright, a lot of people were thinking that's Vulturade. It's not a Vulturade, guys. It's just a trap. It's probably gonna be a lightning trap or something like that. Alright, and moving on, and then you have it, the godly gun, the PPSH 41 with a drum roll. Like, this thing, if you've never played World at War, then you were missing out on quite possibly the funnest and the most badass gun ever. I was gonna do a whole montage of just this gun, but it's not even worth it. I don't even want to play on the World at War. I just want to play Gorod Krovi, hit the box, get that weapon, and just go ham with it, because that gun is amazing. And if I keep on talking about it, this video would be longer than it should be. This video is already longer than it should be. Let's finish up. I know this is incredibly long, but it was well worth it, and I feel like I did do a lot for this. So keep on moving on with the trailer.
I'm sick.
Now in this image you could see all 4 of our characters are on the back of this dragon, and if you look at right in front of the dragon, there seems to be some type of lift or some balcony. That's what they probably use to get on there. Maybe you have to finish the Easter egg before that, before you get on the dragon, maybe not, you know. So now we're gonna take a lift on the dragon, and what do we see? That's the Mob of the Dead plane, dude. That is either the Mob of the Dead plane or the regular plane, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it's the Mob of the Dead plane because we've seen it everywhere. We've seen it in the Giant, we've seen it in Zetsubo no Shima, we've seen it in Shadows of Evil. I mean, we've seen this Mob of the Dead plane everywhere. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it out, saying that's the Mob of the Dead plane. Alright, and we'll watch the trailer progress, and as we fly past the Mob of the Dead plane, you get one more image of all of our characters on the back. And you know, it's not a saddle or anything, but whatever, you're on the dragon, you're riding it, and I think that's it. That's the entire trailer. 35 minutes of detailed explanations, breakdowns, thoughts, theories, all that jam-packed into one video. And yes, that's it. You guys can all go now. I apologize for wasting 35 minutes every day, but no, seriously, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. If you watched the entire video, you're fucking absolutely amazing. If you watched the entire video, if you made it this far, let's put banana in the comment section down below. If you watched the entire video, put banana down in the comment section. Alright, this took me a lot of time to make. 7:30 in the morning, I just finished. I've been working on this for the last 3.5 hours. So yeah, I mean, I try to do a new way of editing, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. You know damn well I'm going to be covering the hell out of Gorod Krovi, and maybe we'll go and try to be the world's first one more time. I hope that'll work out, and I hope you guys will all be along for the ride. So once again, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a comment, subscribe if you're new. I'm going to be covering the hell out of this map, and let's see if we can get at least 100 likes on this video. So once again, guys, thank you really much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.